I guarantee you this was a situation where Juwan Howard was telling him, hey man, you come here, we'll promise you the starting point guard job and you're going to be our guy. You're the man. Look, I can't be the only one who feels like today is so weird. And when I say today, I'm talking about April 8th, 2023. Why do I think it's weird? Because it's Saturday, and normally on every Saturday, I'm getting up. I'm like, okay, what sports am I going to watch today? What's there to look forward to tonight? Is there a big game going on? And there's nothing. There is nothing, and I mean literally nothing whatsoever going on in the sports world outside of golf. And come on now, who watches golf? The only time I watch golf is if Tiger Woods is making a run. I'm not watching golf. I'll play it all day long, but I'm not watching it. Maybe that's something I'll get into in my 50s or 60s, but not for now. And to go on top of that, if you're from the Southeast like myself, I haven't seen the sun in about 2 or 3 days, and it has been nonstop raining. And I know a bunch of you can relate because it's been raining all over the Southeast, like a drizzle. Not raining real hard, but a nonstop drizzle. It feels depressing. There's not a lot of stuff going on. We're in that weird time of the year. It's about a month or two just like this where there's nothing really to talk about. So I figured, hey, why not? I'm going to make some people's Saturday a little bit better, and we're going to talk about some sports. And what I want to talk about in today's video, and I'm going to make this very short, simple, and sweet, is Caleb Love. He has announced he's going to Michigan. I know. It's surprising to say the least, and I'm not too sold on the fact that it's a good move whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I'd argue and say it's a bad move. That is the only topic we're going to talk about as always. If you're new to the channel and you like basketball content, football content, stuff like this, consider joining our amazing community. We're super close to 270,000 subscribers, and it is 100% free to subscribe. I don't know why you wouldn't. All right, Matt, blah, blah, subscribe up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Just like this comment says, and we're going to talk all about this. So he doesn't want to make the tourney again, referring to Michigan. I've seen the comments where people are saying, oh, why would he go to Michigan? Juwan Howard, he just had a terrible season coaching and blah, 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 blah. All the negatives. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, hold on, let me check it, but Hunter Dickinson, I'm 99% sure he's entered the transfer portal. So that is interesting to say the least. I wonder if now that Caleb Love is coming back, will maybe Hunter Dickinson return? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But the way Dickinson has spoke about this season and the things he said publicly about his head coach, I wouldn't be in the boat for him to come back. If I was a Michigan fan, I wouldn't be sitting there going, oh yeah, now that we got Caleb Love, Hunter Dickinson's going to change his mind. He's going to come back. I don't think that's going to happen. Could it happen? Yes, but more times than not, when players enter the portal, they're not coming back. They entered for a reason. Getting back on track here with Caleb Love, I hate to say this stuff, I really do, because I think some of y'all think that I enjoy talking down on players when in reality I don't. I just got to say it how it is. I've said it ever since Caleb Love has stepped foot on the campus in North Carolina 2 or 3 years ago. He's not that good of a basketball player. The reason it hurts me to say that is because I know his potential. I see it. We saw it last year in March Madness. He can be one of the best players in the country, but he hasn't shown it. He showed us spurts of it, not this season that just happened, but last year, but he hasn't been consistent. And y'all know how I am. I don't dive into the numbers too much, but dang, when you look at his numbers on paper, they're some of the worst I've ever seen. His first year at North Carolina, he shot 31.6% from the overall field. That had to be the worst in the country. His three-point percentage, 26.6%. Awful. Fast forward in time into last year, not the year it just happened, 2021 through 22, shot 37% from the overall field. Terrible, and shot 36% from the three-point line. That's good. You'll take that every day. But however, fast forward in time into the season that just happened, this was supposed to be a year he takes the next step. He proves that he's an NBA prospect that can be drafted in the first round, maybe even a lottery pick. He didn't get better. He took a step back. Field goal percentage, 37.8, still similar to last year. Three-point percentage dropped 6% to 29.9. Terrible. And I can't find it. I showed it to you guys in a video 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've already lost it. But there was some analytic or stat done where Caleb Love was proven to be the least efficient player in the country. And it makes a ton of sense. Caleb Love is the opposite of efficient. And I try to take up for him and say, hey, last year the head coach didn't help him out whatsoever. Hubert Davis and his teammates, they would throw him the ball with 5 or 10 seconds left in the shot clock and he'd have to heave up a shot. I saw that happen at least 75 times last year. Sometimes when Caleb Love is shooting these terrible shots, it's because he doesn't even have a choice. But, and I have a big but, the one downside to his game I hate is he's 6'4". What is he, 200? They got him listed at 200. I'd say he's around 210. And he's shooting threes. He's shooting like 7 threes a game. Why? I don't understand it. Every single time I see him drive, nothing but good things happen. So to counter that argument of going, oh, they throw him the ball with 5 to 10 seconds left, that's enough time to drive to the goal and make something happen. But what happened with Caleb Love time after time after time, He hits 1-3, and he just feels like he's got the green light from wherever, and he starts taking heat checks left and right. And it's good to be confident in your shot, and he can make those shots. That's the thing. That's why he takes them, because he makes them in practice. But it doesn't mean it's a good shot. He has a great shot. It looks good when he shoots it, but numbers don't lie. Look at the sample size. For his 3-year career, he is shooting 30% from the three-point line. That's not good. It's not. And this isn't me cherry-picking numbers. That is a 3-year sample size. That's more than enough. I do want to bring this up because I saw so many people saying and arguing, oh, he'll probably go to Kansas. That's at least got to be one of the top schools on his list. I saw that everywhere. And when I heard that, I even addressed this in a video a week or two ago. I'm like, what? That makes zero sense whatsoever. Caleb Love is about to enter the last season of his career, right? Unless he does that COVID year BS. I don't want to talk about all that. But this is more likely his last season of college basketball. Why would he go to a school like Kansas or Alabama or a top school in the country where he have to fight for that starting point guard position? That just doesn't make any sense. I tried telling people, hey, he's more than likely going to go to a school like Missouri or a school that was 20-12, 19-13 that doesn't have a guaranteed point guard for next year. So at him going to Michigan, a team that missed the NCAA tournament, I'm not shocked by it, but I didn't expect it. To be frank with all of you, I thought it was going to Missouri because Missouri, they could use them, and Missouri's not even a bad team. They made the tournament. Going to Michigan makes a ton of sense from a player standpoint because when I was in high school getting recruited, talking to all these coaches, I know how this went. I guarantee you this was a situation where Juwan Howard was telling him, hey man, you come here, we'll promise you the starting point guard job and you're going to be our guy. You're the man. Juwan Howard promised him that starting job 10,000%. I know how this stuff goes. I've been in it talking to schools. When you talk to some schools when you're getting recruited, they're either going to hype you up like you're the next best thing since sliced bread, or B, they're going to tell you, yeah, we're not going to guarantee you anything, but you know, if you do good, you'll probably get a starting spot. Something along those lines. You know, it's coach talk. What was something coaches always said? Oh, yeah. They said, oh, yeah, we don't promise you anything. You're going to have to work for every single thing you get. But if you go out there and perform, you'll get it. Coaches are two different ways of recruiting you. They're either going to say, if you work hard, good things are going to happen if you come here, or option number 2, which is B, hey man, you're our guy, come here, it's going to be amazing. Now don't get it twisted. I've had personal friends that were getting recruited and the coaches were telling them, hey, you're our guy, you come here, it's going to be amazing. You're not even going to have to fight for your job or anything. And they don't even start. These coaches, when they're recruiting, it's not it is a sales pitch. They're just trying to sell you. Once you sign that paper and you're on campus, they don't have to sell you anymore. They're like, all right, get on the line, start running. And you're like, oh, coach, I thought this was going to be paradise. And he's like, I lied, shut up. All right, let me calm down. I know I'm getting sidetracked here. Long story short, Caleb Love is going to Michigan because Juwan Howard promised him the starting job, and he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. Now, granted, I know some people are going to say, well, Matt, he did whatever he wanted at North Carolina, didn't he? And yes, he did. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. Let's not overcomplicate it. It wasn't working out at North Carolina, and sometimes in life, it's just nice to move to a different city, get a new girlfriend, and get a breath of fresh air. What's a good way to explain this? So I've moved around a couple of times in my life, and whenever you move to a new city, of course, you're uncomfortable. You don't know anybody there. All your friends are back home, but that's when you grow as a person, and it's almost refreshing. Why is it refreshing? Because it goes back to this. You don't know anybody there, so nobody already has these opinions made about you. It is eerily similar to hitting the restart button on a video game. It's almost like you're respawning in this world. You have to reintroduce yourself to people, whereas if you just live in your hometown for 40 years, you're not doing any of that. It feels monotonous. If you grow up in your hometown and live there after high school and you run into new people, well, those new people are already going to have these made-up opinions about you based off of what other people have already said. Whereas if you live in Georgia and you move to California, well, nobody in California is going to have these made-up opinions about you because they don't even know you. That's what I'm talking about, breath of fresh air. Now, yes, granted, people already know who Caleb Love is, but it's still going to be that breath of fresh air, at least in my humble opinion. All in all, I don't want to label this as a great move, as a perfect fit, but I definitely don't think it's a bad one. This was just as plain and simple as he needed to move on. Let me know your thoughts down below, but